Hey everyone, well, thank you for joining me on my live today. I am here only for a few. So I'm going to knock a couple of things out and then talk about my, one second, and just talk a little bit about my creative self and what's going on with my thinking in terms of Guyana. So I want to say that since I left the last time, which was last week, and I was talking much about the fact that, well, hope you like my nails. I just painted it. It's actually royal blue, as you can see. I do blue glasses a lot, so I have like actually two blue glasses. This is the one I usually wear, and this one I just always have it to the side. But anyway, um, I it's not like blue is my favorite color, but I like the way it looks on when I'm teaching. So it makes me look a little bit more mature and, of course, professional. So I chose the color blue. Anyway, so I matched my nails today. So when I left here last, like I said, I know I had some concerns about the Western Union and also the MoneyGram transaction. So I was able to clear up everything with my bank. I'm sure they have completed their research. They haven't yet sent me a letter, but I was able to get the monies over to the folks in Guyana. So the project has started up back again. Well, actually, if it hasn't started yet, it's going to start within another few days, probably because things need to be delivered to the location or whatever. And but I've done my part, and we're just waiting. And I think he said he needed, which is, I guess there's always extra stuff that has to happen. So he needed some funds to get some boards, I guess, precisely cut towards that he needs for the project as well. So I've got to get those monies over to him probably tomorrow because I have to go to the location, and I'm busy planning a wedding for a bride for tomorrow actually, and it's not a big wedding. The other two weddings that I have is really big. One is about 250 people, and the other one is yeah, it's about 120 people. So one at least considered medium size, and the other one to me is pretty large. Um, and I'll talk about a little bit about my experience with customers as well, and being, like I said, talking about my creative side just a little today. And all that merges into my concept for um, projection in terms of where I'm going and doing things in Guyana as well. So I'll always tie things in with, in terms of Guyana because it just makes sense. That's the reason why I formed this platform. So um, the money is taken care of. Western Union is back up and running. That's okay. Got to send some more, just so that he can get some boards cut, and to what he needs to, and he has to have like a specialized machine to do it, which he doesn't have, so he takes it to someplace else to get it done, or the guy comes to him. I don't know how it works, but either way, I guess I'll run over to the supermarket tomorrow or to Walmart and get that done, so that way he can have it. And with that said, I'm excited that it's moving along. I have come up with some new concepts in terms of what it is that I want to do with the facilities, with the outdoors of it. And so, the more I look at creative things online, what other creators are doing, what other designers are doing in terms of their spaces or in terms of other people's spaces, which they're being paid to create, it just looks so fabulous that I want piece of it. So I'm like, listen, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So there are all these things that I actually that I actually came up with outside of what I already had in mind. And I just definitely want to once again take a piece of Miami down to Guyana, and I want to be able to go to a place that I myself would love to enjoy. A friend of mine what people say often to me, and I know for sure I complain about it, where I go home and I just don't have the kind of spaces, and I said this to you guys before, I don't have the type of spaces that I would love to go to enjoy. I don't want a crowded space. I don't want a space where it's heavy in terms of the music. I want something light. I want something enjoyable, something romantic, something where we can space out and have our privacy, just enough, where it's not overcrowded. So, I want something where the music is, it entices me. And so, it's just certain things that I would require, and just like I do at home, like literally, our home, from Friday nights, we start with our DJ online, and then we get into all sort of, just creative things, having fun. My husband cooks on the weekend, for example, and when he, because he cooks, I sit down and I enjoy all the meals, and I do all of the, of course, creative stuff in terms of the home. So when he comes home, he has a fun home to come home to, and it's a clean house, of course. So he doesn't have to come and do extra stuff. And it's not that he couldn't do it or he can't, because we don't believe in, traditional gendered roles or whatever. It is who does it. You know what I mean? However, because I'm home because of COVID, and I'm working from home or lecturing from home for the past year, a lot of it falls into my hands, but that doesn't mean I don't ask him for help, because he cleans a bathroom like it's nothing. Like literally, like when he cleans that bathroom, it just looks like you can eat off the floor. When I clean the bathroom, it just looks clean. When he cleans it, it looks like you can eat off of it, because he's just he's just so dedicated to cleaning that bathroom in such a just shiny way. Anyway, so we enjoy our space because we create that space that we want to enjoy, and that's the same kind of thing that I told you guys that I want to do with the space that I have back home, that I'm building back home. I want to create a space not only that I can enjoy, I want to create a space where other people can enjoy, where they can come in and they can literally sit there and just be able to be romanticized through the music, through the atmosphere. So they can look and they can imagine and they can dream and they can, you know, I don't know. I mean, they can feel again. You know what I mean? Because so many times we don't feel anything anymore. I want to be able to have them feel again and to love again and to fall in love again. Um, and to not, or even if they're not in love, like to imagine what love would be. If they come with a partner, great. If they don't, that's fine too. But the reality of it is that you're coming to a place where love is going to be served up, and that's what I'm looking for. I want that romantic scenery. So the lighting has to be on point. I have been buying, by the way, so many lightings, and I know you can't see it, but I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Can you see anything? Nope, because the light is so bright. Yep. Anyway, there's a light in there that says, hold on. Wait a second. Okay. Yep. There you go. It says cocktail in dreams, and it's in blue lights, right? And I bought several of these lights, because I want to create this atmosphere that says when you walk in, that's the way you should be feeling. You want to feel like you want some cocktail. You want to feel like you have some sort of I don't know, Miami feeling going on. You want to feel like it's you alone that's in this place, and nothing can stop you from having fun. You want to have a girls' night out. I want to create that. I've been coming up with drink names. I've been coming up with the kind of nights that we want to have. Yesterday, I had delivered to me this really nice guitar, and it's made out of just like green and blue lights, and so I can hang on the wall. I also have one where I ordered, didn't get delivered yet. So I've got like five lights going on. One says it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And you know that terminology for those of us who live overseas is not, it's not a new terminology at all. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but it's in lights. So when people come in, yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but I'm here and I'm at this bistro and this is what I'm doing. And this is, I'm gonna hang out, I'm gonna have me a good time. And I want to also, let me see. I have some other lights that I ordered as well. See if I can find it. Anyway, these lights are really, really banging. They look really good. They captivate the thoughts of the night, and then they'll be put on at different time of the evening, or they'll be. Of course, you have the open sign, which is in light as well, nice and bright, that you're gonna hang on the door, and then it changes colors. Um, so I've got that concept in my head. I mean, I had those concepts in my head, and then what I did is I just kind of bought everything that I saw in my mind. The entire bar area, if you can imagine, is going to be lighted up like a whole bunch of lights, string lights running through. But they're not going to be like fairy lights. They're going to be like neon lights and green or blue, and it's going to change colors. And so that's the entire backdrop of it. That's going to look like that. That's behind the bar towards where the where things are going to be hanging. I bought also a bunch of bar stuff and I shipped it home. Last week I spent the entire day at La Park and shipping. Like literally, which day was that? Friday? Yeah, last Friday. So I stopped by my local Big Lots and they had so many things, and also Ross, and which I went to Ross and I'd also already like picked out like everything that I wanted in my mind, but I didn't want to go shopping that day because I just didn't have the energy to. And then I wanted to make sure that I think about it before I actually, because I don't like being an impulsive buyer. Like you see something, you just buy it. Like I want to think about it before because I want to imagine where it would look, where I would place it, how it would look there. Is it going to be long term in terms of, will I like it? Will I love it? If I don't love a particular item, I'm not going to buy it, right? I have to love something in order to buy it these days. I know we've all been there where we are, where we can be impulsive. And that was me years ago, not now. I buy things that I know I'm going to use. I can see it in my mind. I can imagine it as a creator. I can imagine what spaces would look like with something. And so if it doesn't look right in my mind, it's not getting bought. If the color doesn't look good, it's not getting bought because I've wasted money, and a lot of us have done that. Wasted money purchasing things that we never ever wear, that we never ever use. It just goes in the closet and then gets sent to Guyana or something, because we don't like it anymore by the time it's left the store, and we don't want to take it back either. So what happens is we end up just spending money senselessly, and it doesn't make sense to waste money like that. Anyway, so with that said, so I've got all this creative stuff. So in the yard, or well, I shouldn't say yard, on the outside of the bistro, I want to have lights running all across, like these, neon. It's not going to be neon. It's just going to be white lights, and they're going to be running all across these long string lights. And I ordered those, and I got those from China. So, and those weren't bad. They're like 48 feet across. The space is actually 50 feet across. So I'm going to have to build something inverted a little just so that it can stay above, and it's going to be under fence, projecting. Check the fences are going to be about 8 feet high. So it's going to be, just going over probably about, if the fence is 8 feet, I can imagine that I will build something while they're building the fence. I'll ask them to build something within the fence that can actually hold up, some sort of, um, I don't know, like something that can extend, so that it can actually hold up the lights that I want to have above. So they're going to be running across. If you can imagine like a wedding venue, but except this wedding venue is going to be there all the time. It's not going to be taken down. So it's going to be lights running all across. So I've ordered like three sets of those. If I need to order a fourth set, then fine. So that way I have more lights. But that's going to be consistently there like all the time. Um, the other thing that I imagine is what's going on at the back of the bar. So I ordered, nope, I didn't order the chairs. What I did is I had two brown chairs, solid brown chairs. They're wooden and they're bar chairs. And I had it at the bar at my house from when I moved to Florida. These chairs were so solid that, after 16 years, they were still in great condition. And I had it thrown in my storage. Almost give it to my son who is in South Carolina. I'm so glad I didn't give it to him because it turns out that he's given up the place because he's headed to Japan. He's the military guy, son that I have, or military guy who happens to be my son. And so he's headed to Japan, and his wife is headed back to Indiana. So basically, they're going to give up the apartment and they're going to give away all those things that they just either bought or got from me or got from her mom. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't give her my chairs because I would have been upset. So I took those chairs and I sent them home last week, with that packaging that I sent, to Guyana. So I'm going to use those chairs behind the bars. Originally, what I was going to do is I was going to buy some chairs. And then I went to the storage because, the storage always have a whole bunch of stuff. And that's where I put all my wedding supplies for, all the things that I do. So I basically I'm going to use that those chairs behind the bars. So I have actually saved maybe about $200 just in those chairs. So I'm glad that I saw those. I'm glad that I didn't jump ahead and impulsively go buy the things that night when I saw it over at Ross, because when I went back to Ross, I didn't see the chairs anyway, but I'd already known that I would use the chairs that I had inside of my storage unit. So send those home. The concept of the lightings under the table or the cocktail tables as well. I want to have the opening in maybe lavender, and I don't know if anyone, if you guys are into colors and what they mean and everything. But I want to do lavender. I want to do something light, something inviting, something kind of sexy, and so I'm gonna use lavender as my opening night color. I want to make sure that security is at the place on the opening night. So I'm gonna hire security. I'm gonna do like an entire, like when you go to the red carpet, and or if you have an opening and you have the little, I don't know what they call, kind of like a little blocker thing, like the little red. I mean, it's usually gold, and then it has like the red, thing that you. I don't know. I don't even know what they're called, to be honest with you. Maybe I can check it out, but anyway, they're going to be lined up outside and they're going to enter just like if it's some sort of red carpet event. So I can imagine that, and I want it to be like really really classy. And I have taken the time to invite some of the most important people that I know in Guyana, and so I didn't want my invite or my opening night to be a whole bunch of people that I didn't know or just kind of dropped in. So anyone that doesn't come with an invite will not be allowed in that night. So I mean, of course, people can come after, but my opening night or my launch night has to be really, really operationally smooth. So I'm making sure that I keep it at maybe an amount of about 30 people, 35 people. All these people are people whom I invited. I'm sure that most of them are people I invited. I'm sure they're going to be people who are going to come, who were invited by maybe one or two of my very close people that I have invited to come or to support. So it's not an issue if someone brings someone, as long as we have approved it. Um, but the fact is that I want everything to be organized, and so I love organization, and I love when things flow effectively. If you have things all over the place, then it's going to come to the point sometimes when it doesn't work out too well. Anyway, so that's my vision for the opening night, or my creative vision. So lavender, lots of lights, and then the lights continuing even after. We want to have, and the lavender are going to go like they're going to be lavender cocktail tables. They're going to be light lavender, not that deep, heavy lavender. So it's going to be light lavender cocktail tables, cocktail table covers over the cocktail tables. Even the round tables, they're going to have dinner tablecloths that are, or table covers that are going to be lavender. We're going to have, white, of course, in terms of our dishes. We're going to have white lavender, I'm sorry, just lavender hand napkins for the evening. So we're going to have real napkins. Are people going to walk away with things? I mean, my folks that I'm inviting are professional people. So I don't think they're there to steal napkins and, or to take napkins. So it's cool. I think you have to worry about that when you're serving the general public. And so I have come up with some thoughts on how to do like certain tables and VIP tables, and so they can be served with certain type of materials or with utensils or so that way they feel extra special as VIPs. So, and for the average person, they're gonna get just the regular disposable plates and so on. But my disposable plates aren't just disposable plates; they're really pretty. They're see-through. They are, and I know most of us use them these days at weddings, so you guys should know, we should all know what they look like. It's things that you don't have to throw away, but for me, I throw them out. But for in the case of me using them at the bistro, I'll be asking, getting folks to wash them because obviously that's a waste of money to just be throwing things away when you can at least use it maybe at least two or three times. And so that's part of it. I have a VIP area that I'm creating, and that's going to be more of a I have a it's not a gazebo, but it's more like a tent. So I have this beautiful white tent that I want to carry. And someone said to me like, "Why would I do white?" And I'm like, well, I want white, and I'm gonna do white. And when it gets too colored or dark or reddish because of the bauxite or whatever, I'll just get rid of it or sell it out to somebody else who can, either take care of it better than we can, or who doesn't mind the discoloration. But for my VIP, I want them to have the tent, and I want them to, and it's a privacy tent, so you can actually enclose it. Like, if you're in there and you just want to have your candles burning and your tea lights or whatever on your round table, or on your cocktail, and it could have like two, three cocktail tables in there, and it could still have a regular maybe four-seater chair in there to I mean table in there with chairs as well. So you know those are just all concepts, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I have a lot of furnitures home that I rent for my business, so I'll be utilizing. The good thing about it is that I don't have to go and buy furnitures and tables and all that stuff for my business there. Like I have things there already, so that means I'll be utilizing the things that I have to put furnitures into place. I wanted to build. I thought of this the other day, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it or not. But I wanted to build like a nuke, and I don't know how many of us know what a nuke is. But um, if you go to a restaurant here in the U.S., this nuke is actually usually in a corner. Well, we have them in homes too. Some people build, especially in those country style homes, some people will build them. And so the nuke is usually something where a area, little, table and chair, you're facing across from one another, is built, and I absolutely love that concept. So I want to create this whole little private space within the bistro of itself. That's inside of it, right? So, and I'm glad you like that because that is just something that I want to do. I'm like, yeah, I should do that. So I'm gonna have one of the local carpenters. I'm gonna show them the concept because Guyanese are very creative. So I'm gonna show them my concept, and I'm sure they know it. It's just that it's not something popular there probably. So but once I show it to them, I know they'll get it done. And so I want to create this nice little space in the corner somewhere, to probably towards the left side of the bar. I mean, yeah, left side of the facility. That's where I'm imagining it to be, and so that way that can be a nice little space for girlfriends or lovers or whoever it is, and it could be like a little dark space. Like, it doesn't have to have like a lot of lighting. Now, in terms of the lighting, let me say something. I saw some lights the other day. I mean, it just freaked me out. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna do this one. Then I saw another one. I'm like, oh my god, that's so romantic. Like, it's just like 3D kind of the aesthetics of it is absolutely beautiful. The shapes are just, just ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this light right here. So I think I'm gonna settle with the second one that I saw. And I saw it online. It's running probably about $300, but it's just so cute. It's like 279, of course, plus the taxes, plus shipping and handling. And I saw it originally on Wish, and I wish that I could buy it on Wish. And I don't know how many of us know Wish is just phenomenal to buy certain things on. So, but Wish had it cheaper, like $59. And then I went to Wish and it says they're sold out. I'm like, oh shoot. Wish I had, hopefully they bring it back before I actually have to purchase it. Because here in the United States it's selling for almost $300, 279 plus taxes plus shipping. So I am going to, but either way, I'm going to get that lighting because it's absolutely sexy and it can do the trick in terms of what it is that I'm looking to create. Like, I'm this really creative person in my head and in my spaces. So I want to make sure that that crazy beautiful mind that I have just comes out in my space. I want, when you guys, and I would hope that once it's built, that some of the people who are listening to me and who will come and listen later at some point will come and visit my bistro. But I want, when it's all done, that people can actually, from overseas, locally, because I know there are plenty of local people who want nice things, and and you don't want the loud music either, and you want to get away from maybe your city, and you want to come to a different city to enjoy it too. And I don't know how many of y'all have been to Linden, but Linden is a fascinating place. I love Linden. Um, I know it's got its own little things going on, and whatever it is, but hey, it's a great place. I love London. I love the white sand. I love the fact that we have finally been utilizing the Blue Lakes, and promoting it a lot. I just love the entire setup in terms of where the place is located. I love the hilltops. I love the fact that I can see the stars at night. I can enjoy. Listen, nature is absolutely fascinating. So I am looking forward to promoting this, and I'm getting excited because this place excites me. Like, when it's done, y'all gonna be just as excited as I am, because you're gonna have a space that you can come to, and and if you want, and you can enjoy it, and you would never have to feel unsafe, because I'm gonna have security for those of us who are traveling as overseas, or those of us who are coming from another city and is concerned about security. I'll make sure that the location has security there, and you don't have to come and feel like unsafe just from being in the being there, or I don't know. Just, but while you're there, I want you to feel safe. That's going to be key, for me as well. So well, let me see what else I can say about this. So I just want to be able to create something not only that you guys will enjoy, like I said, but also where I would enjoy. I want to also create like reservation tables, like people, like a reservation system, like you can call and reserve your tables, if you want to. I want to also have like a Miami night. I want to have, let me go to my notes here. And please, the world is big enough for all of us, and we all can have, different type of walk away with something from somebody. And if you want to create something in a, hey, more competition the better. I don't know why people think competition is bad. Competition is actually healthy for any economy. So this is not nothing new. I'm not giving away my ideas. I'm not giving no novel ideas. These are things that are out here like all over the place. I just happen to want to do those things, and to culminate or bring it all together, in one space. Even though it's not a huge space, I want to make sure that it's enjoyable on every level. All right. So I want to have a Miami night, and within that, I want to do certain things. I also want to do like a cocktail night. I want to do a jazz night. I want to do different things to, again, one is again to be able to create different type of leverage with customers, bring in like the maybe different type of crowds and certain nights of the month. With different theme parties or different hangout days. I want to do girlfriends night, like girlfriend in the city night. Those kind of things are things that I'm looking to do. And once again, there's nothing novel about any of the things that I just said. It's just a matter of who wants to do it and if you're able to actually follow through with the concepts. I want to be able to create also that space where young people can come and network and so on. And if they can come and utilize that space to discuss career advancement and all that kind of stuff, and to look towards each other in terms of encouragement, to continue on to higher education, whatever it is. I mean, because I used to hang out with my girls all the time at different bars in Manhattan, or restaurant bars, and that's where we talked about careers and goals and succeeding and what it is that we imagine for ourselves. And we had these whole concepts drawn out, literally and figuratively, um, because we had a space to sit and talk and to be able to express ourselves the way that we wanted to. And the drinks made it a lot more easier to talk as well. So anyway, my crazy beautiful mind and the realities of it is that I want to take all that stuff and bring it to a place where we don't necessarily have everything that I'm thinking of in my head. Will I one day take this to a bigger level in terms of a bigger facility? Of course I will. But of course, we all know it takes money to do everything. And so, you're going to have to start where you are, and then just kind of fake it until you make it to that next level, right? So it's not faking it for me, it's being real, it's creating that beautiful atmosphere. But in terms of going to the next level, I will get there when the doors open. But for now, this is what I'm working with. This is what I want to do, and I hope and I pray that people come out and support it. And I also hope that I'm able to bring to the table everything that I promise. Um, see what else. Yeah, sometimes I just get in here and just talk, and I love just ad lib stuff. Like I don't like to plan everything out and just Sometimes I just want to talk, and so I come here to just talk about stuff. Okay, so I have this. There's this little thing that I saw the other day. It's an outdoor folding table, and it's a wine table. And so for days like Mother's Days, Valentine's Days, I want to purchase, let me, like maybe about 10 of those. I want to have those. And what's going to happen is that you have to actually use it and stick it in the ground and then open it up, right? But because I've thought about it, right, in my creative sense, I said, okay, well, I'm going to have concrete, so I can't stick it into the ground. So I looked at the next picture over in terms of when they're advertised, well, where they advertise it. And what they did is they have like plant pots, literally the plants in the pot, and they stuck it into the pot, and you're able to open it. So could you imagine having tables, these little wine tables, It's literally little wooden wine tables, and you open it up in a nice plant pot, and hopefully there are no bugs in there. So I'll be treating my plants a whole lot. I'll have a gardener, by the way, so I would never put people's food in danger. And you can actually have the wine actually gets held at the side of the table, and the glasses also get held at the side of the table, and then you can have your little appetizer, and it's really really a cute concept. So I want to get like 10 of those in order to be able to create that concept for Mother's Day and like Valentine's for the ladies and so on. And again, using the plant pots. And even if I didn't use, well, I want the plants because I think it would look so pretty, and I think it would create the atmosphere that you really want to bring out, especially on Valentine's Day and also on a day like Mother's Day as well. I want to change up my colors when that time comes. So my table covers or my dinner covers would probably look like according to the season. So it's not going to be the same colors all the time because I'm a creator. It would be going with different kind of artistic form, different kind of holidays, or to celebrate different kind of things. So I would definitely change up the colors. I do have quality materials, so I think that would make it stand out when people come to the place, because I love quality over quantity. I also want to do table numbers, so that people know what tables they're seated at, and my of course my oh God, my servers know which table they're serving. I would love to have a more advanced electronic system so people can actually order at the table. And then, the chef gets it at the back. And for those of us who live in first world countries, we know that this is very possible. So I want to be able to do all that stuff. So I'm gonna, but that will come with time because, of course, you got to invest in the kind of, equipment to get that done and so on. So, and I've looked also at my cash register, by the way, and my cash register is running me about close to $1,000 to get it. So I'm gonna have to get that done this year. I want to get my refrigerator done, my double door refrigerator done. I want to get a freezer, to hold meat in, and I gotta get, just the display model refrigerator, out for the bar area as well. So, see what else. Those things I think I mentioned it before. Oh yeah, there are these lightings that I want to get as well, and they're actually hanging directly from the ceiling of the in the bar, and so they're hanging from the ceiling, and it's going to be overhead. Of course it's not going to come so close to whoever the servers are, or whoever's behind the counter, but it's going to be these beautiful light. And basically you buy it that way, and you just kind of have someone put it up in the ceiling. So remember I told you I want a lot of lights because I think the whole concept of Miami is that Miami is a very bright place. I mean, it's full with light all over the place, and I love lights. I love lighting. I love spaces that are clean and has like clean lighting and so on. So I'm gonna buy that, and it's like a crystal, material, but of course on top is either, it has metal and stuff like that, and it has like little lightning on the top of it, and it has like balls hanging down with long strings of different crystals, and oh, it's just gorgeous. So I'm gonna do that as well on the bar. So listen, I am creating a space that you're gonna enjoy. Um, I am also gonna have. I want to have like the. I know this is probably going to be a little bit thing for some people, but listen, I'm gonna do the shot dispenser, and so I'm gonna for our college kids especially. They come with a bunch of girlfriends or those after school, not after school. I'm sorry, after work folks. It's going to work nicely where they take shots, so they have to be 21 and older. Well, hopefully they are, right? So those young people who are out there and who just want to go out and have a good time. So I'm going to pull those dispensers out on a certain night when we know that the young people are out, because the young people, it's I'm not encouraging them to drink. I mean, but they drink anyway. So, but they do shots as young people a lot. Especially young college students. They do. So yeah, so I'm gonna do the dispenser, and so I'm gonna have a couple of probably just two dispensers, and I want to have the ones with a one of them comes with a lighting on it, and so it looks really cute as you throw the liquor in, and then it goes around. And the dispenser, for those of us who don't know, it just comes like a little circular area on top. And there are like six funnels that the drinks come through, and of course the shot glass is placed under each funnel area, and then the shots go into it all at the same time. So every person gets an equal amount of liquor when it's done. And they're little shot glasses. They're not like, you know, you're not talking those big glasses. Anyway, Miami style, and it can, you can do this anywhere in the U.S. But and I'm sure Canada and wherever it is that we live. But things that we don't see in GT is are things that I want to bring to the market and to sell to other folks. Anything else? Yeah. Well, that is part of my creative thinking. In terms of what it is that I would like to do for this locale, and I am extremely excited about making sure that it works effectively. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to my creative thoughts, and to if you want to actually do something like this, please, hit me up. It's not like, I'm going to say, oh no, like I'm not that type of person. And I want to thank someone came in last week and told me about the bank and how to get monies to your bank. Even though I didn't get to use it with my lumber yard, I found out I can use it with my own personal thing. And, that would be fine too. So it's really, really just an awesome piece of material, or information that people are offering. When people come in and they offer you information, just take it, and just appreciate it, right? So I appreciate that information because now I can use it to send money from here to my personal bank account there. And I can do it in the future with other people who I'm doing business with as well. So it was good to know. And then I had my cousin who works at the bank send me over, because I bank with her bank. I'm sorry, in Guyana. So I was able to get her to send me the type of information that I needed in order to get that moving, to start getting monies into my account down there. And because after a while, if your account is dormant, they send you a letter, telling you all sort of stuff. Like I got a letter this 20 2021, the beginning of 2021, saying that my account has been dormant. I'm like, well, of course it's dormant. There's no one flying, there's no one doing business, there's no one doing anything in 2020. What do you think this is? So anyway, I had to, and they because it was dormant from 20 the well the last I used it was in 2019, with the end of 2019 when I was there. All 2020 it wasn't used. Shocked to see they shut down my account, because it wasn't being used. I'm like, okay, so what are you going to do with my money? Just take it, really? Anyway, so I was able to send my cousin the information she needed, and got that account reopened again. And so that's okay. And so getting that information will help me to take money from my or transfer money from my account here in the United States, to Guyana, and keep my account going, or again to be able to do business with, using such in the future as well. So I'm excited about that information. So I hope that the things that I share here with you guys, that you can use it. And I just want to also say that someone kept texting me or trying to tell me that, somehow I'm doing something wrong. But I do want you to know this, that everything that I say here isn't novel. Nothing that I say here is, some secret information. It's all free. One of the things that I don't like about Guyana society is that you guys are too closed. You're a closed society, and that's why people don't know the information that they should know. They should know these basic things. They should know how the world works. They should know how to operate. They should know anything that the government is doing. It should be open. Anything that, that you need to know, your child needs to know in terms of banking, it should be open. They're not giving their secret information away. They're basically sharing information with their friends. Like that, how do we learn? You can't hide things. No society can live if it attempts to be exclusive, and no person can actually survive if you're sitting there hiding stuff from the other person. Like literally, how is it so how are they supposed to know something if they don't know it? Are they supposed to even understand that they don't know something if they don't know it? Right? You haven't said anything. So the level of learning these very, very important things and existence in terms of, financial power, in terms of, just doing things day to day, in terms of handling businesses, in terms of how to do things daily, in terms of just even bank accounts, just basic, things that advances people's lives. For some reason, guy, I think that this is some, I don't know, like there's something to hide. What are you hiding? There's nothing to hide. I give my bank account information all the time to people. What are they going to do? They can't do anything with it. All they can do is deposit monies. And that's why I give it to my customers so they can deposit the money. Or now they use the telephone, my telephone number, because we use Zelle in this country. There's nothing to hide because you can't just go into my account. And it's funny because the people who you don't give your account information to is the people who do go into the account. It's the weirdest thing. So I don't get it. So stop hiding and thinking that you have to be covering and cowering down, or this information can be shared. Listen, this is an advanced world that we live in. Not be the stop being fearful. In fact, I say here in the United States, they'll tell you where the water supply is. They'll tell you what time people are not there. They'll tell you what time people are there. If you want to poison the entire damn city, you could probably poison it because things are so open in this country. If you want to find out anything about any superstar, you just jump in line and find out. There's nothing that is private. This is how the world works. You're not giving away your private information. When I say private in that way, I mean like information that is relative to all of us to succeed should never be hidden. And that's what I feel happens in Guyana. Like people are always hiding stuff. Like, oh, don't say this or don't say that. Like, what are you hiding for? Like literally, if you tell me you bank with um, I don't know, the bank down there, Citizens Bank or whatever, what's there to hide? I can't do anything because I know you bank with Citizens Bank. Literally. I can't do anything because, even if you give me your Citizens Bank account information other than deposit the money, I give my account information for my bank in Guyana all the time to different customers because I understand that there's nothing they can do with it other than go deposit the money that they owe me for my furniture rental, for my for renting my materials or my linens. That's all they can do. So all my customers that I've dealt with have my bank account information that is in Guyana. What am I hiding? They can't go in the bank and draw my money out. They can't do anything with it. In fact, anytime that money gets removed from the bank, it's somebody in the bank that took it out because nobody else can. I mean, unless I give them my debit card or something, that's different. But I don't know what people are hiding for, people. But anyway, that's not the kind of I don't live in that kind of world. But please don't worry about anything that I say here, anything that I've thought and I've said it. Anything that I've said, I've thought it out. Anything that I've said, I'm very smart about it. Anything that I say is because I know this is how it works, and it's not. There is no fear in doing so. And in operating in Guyana, yeah, there's going to be a difference in terms of culture and everything else. But I think there is that level of fear that is struck into the people in Guyana that isn't we're not taught that here. We're taught to be open, and we're taught to be smart about the decisions that we make. And we're not taught to hide information. We're taught to share that information because it's the only way you can have a progressive society. You can't have a progressive society when you have people who are not knowledgeable about basic things. You ask a person in Guyana the most basic thing, and a lot of times they don't know. That's why I said in the very beginning of a lot of my videos that find people that actually know stuff, and it's sad. Like these things should be taught in schools. Like every kid should have a bank account by the time they turn 16 years old in Guyana. Everyone should, all of them should have a bank card. All of them should be taught, certain money skills by the time they get to a certain age, and teach them how to save. They should be sharing information in terms of the fact that, okay, well, this is how to get things done. This is, you go to GRA to do this, you go to the light company to do that, you go to the telephone company to do that. Basic things. And oh, you have to walk with particular documents when you go there. Not when you ask somebody, oh, well, I don't know what they need, but this girl to tell me this and that. It's silly. Anyway, man, I'm just voicing my opinion. But I'm excited to about this project, and please don't worry about me if you're out here listening, because I'm telling you that I'm okay, and I know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm not coming there all dumb and don't know. I live in a first world country. Trust me, there's absolutely nothing that Guyana can do that we haven't been 30 steps ahead of or 100 steps ahead of. And that's the reason why I talk the way I do. And as an instructor, as a teacher, I believe in sharing knowledge. So hopefully, everything I teach here, somebody can learn from, or hopefully I can learn from someone else too. And it's not that I'm going into it thinking that you can't teach me something, because I understand there's a difference in culture, and how things are done. So don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be told that I'm wrong about how I know that I'm handling, because I know I'm handling something the right way. Because you would handle it a different way, because you would hide your information, because you would not say that out in public, because you wouldn't share it. That's just plain silly. It's silly. And that's the kind of stuff that I don't want to go down that road. All right. And that's one of the reasons why I never hung out with the Caribbean community, because I've always taught, even here in the United States, that they're too secluded with information that could be public knowledge and that other people can grow from. So I've always hung out with the African American community, which I found that they were very, very good. They educated folks, of course, and the advanced force, because they always want to teach you. They always want you to succeed. They always want you to grow, because when you grow, they feel good. When you grow, they grow. Not this Guyanese thing where all of a sudden it's, oh yeah, I ain't gonna teach you this because this and that. Like, I can't hang with that. So my mentality, guys, is completely different. I wouldn't be a professor today, or a good professor today, if I didn't have the mentality that I have. My students know everything that they need to know when they come in my classroom, and when they leave, they are full with knowledge, because I mean, I just plug it day in and day out. They shouldn't come in and see a brown or a dark woman and think that, okay, well, they're going to walk out with, oh, absolutely nothing. When they walk away, whether they're black, whether they're white, pink, purple, Hispanic, whatever it is they are, they're just loving on me, because at the end of the day, they go like, oh my God, professor, can we take you again? Yeah, this and that. Now, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about, because they just walked into a influx of information in this day and age, which they need to succeed. Stop hiding, man. Anyway, you guys take care of yourselves. And I will be back next week. I mean, I said I came on here for a couple of minutes, but I think I'd like to yap too much. Anyway, take care. Have a good one. And hopefully, by the time I come back, I'll have. I don't know if I'm going to come back next week. Maybe I'll wait until the project reaches a certain, like the closing, and then come back in, which should be the middle of June. And by then I should have some videos, so that I want to share and everything. All right, even though it won't be painted, or it wouldn't even reach that place of full, full scope readiness, I would still like you to see where, how far it's gone, because you've been hanging with me here for a minute. All righty, guys, have a good one. Bye bye.